Alright, this should be the final session for this particular assignment 4. I did notice on the bottom we forgot to put in these two little tabs on the end, so we'll get over into MicroStation. Make sure that we're in the basketball level, and we'll just come over here. I can do a 5-7 smart match. Just double click there, it changes my color, line weight, line style, and level. We'll just come down here 3:2 and back up 3. And we'll mirror that 3:5 to the other end. Make sure it says vertical. And then we just have to do a 7:4 trim. I thought one other thing we would do, let's make volleyball our active level, and then we can turn off the basketball. I'm going to select the entire court. I'm going to copy it over here. Select it again. I want to change the color to, red looks good. Whoops. Dotted though. My mistake. If I hold down my control key, I can unselect one object. Now we'll do a change. Color and line weight. Should do it. There, that's better. And what I want to do is take this and rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going to turn on the basketball court again. I'm still in the volleyball level. And what I want to do is put a couple of practice courts in here. And these will actually bleed out onto the sidelines, but I'm going to place one right off the end of this circle. We could almost move that just inside the circle so it lines right up on that 2-inch line. And then we're going to mirror this to the other side and make a copy. So we can actually put 2 practice volleyball courts on here plus a main court. This is similar to what we have at the pit. I'm going to extend this this line out here so it kind of coincides with. So if I take my copy tool and I use this as my handle, I can maintain the spacing all the way up here, and we'll do the same thing down here. Maybe go with 3 squares, and just to make things even, I'll delete this one, grab that line, and mirror it to the other side. So we've got 4 courts now that we're looking at, 3 volleyball, and what I want to do is put this in our title block. So we're going to go to our title block sheet, and this is where we need to start thinking about scales. We're going to reference this in. I'm going to go to Tools, Attach. There's our project 4. I want the Sportscourt top view. And let's start probably, this is only an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so let's try 1/32 of an inch equals a foot. Hit OK. And that is going to be way too small, so we can push that up a little bit. We'll just double click here, and we'll try 1/16 of an inch equals a foot. And almost a little bit more than that. Between a 1/16, we've got an 1/8. Might be too big. Yep. So you'll notice the reference here is 1 to 192. Looking at 3/16 is too big. 1/16. Well, we'll try it at 1/16. That gives us some room for some dimensioning anyway. So when we look this over, we're going to start with our dimension tool. We're going to set up a new style. We have our mechanical. I'm just going to say copy that. And we're going to call this one, we're going to call it Architectural 1. Our working units are going to be MU label -SU label. The master units are going to be feet with the foot mark. Subunits are going to be inches with the inch mark. And it's going to go down to 1/8 of an inch. As far as our text goes, we want it aligned. Let's make it aligned and above the line. That should work, and we'll try that and just say save. So we'll start with this widest dimension. We'll go from the inside of this line, make sure we change our style to architectural, all the way to the inside of this line. It's going to be 106, and I want to pull this up near the top of the line because we've got quite a few more dimensions we want to put in here. And we can list the width of this line at 2 inches. Okay, now we'll go to our next widest dimension, which is going to be the inside of this line to the inside of this line is 94 feet, and we'll pull that up near the top. And we can actually put our 2-inch, and then we can put our distance here is 6 feet between the end line and the end of the court. Matter of fact, if I use my 7-1, I might want to move that up, or maybe even down just a little bit so I can identify where it's being taken from. Okay, now we'll use our dimension element, or dimension linear. So we're going from this point to this point. Actually, I probably want to go to the inside line. 8.5 feet, and we know that the width 29 foot 2 inches, and we'll just put our 2-inch width strip here. We know we've got 10 foot 5, 8 inches, and 6 inches. Alright, another 2 inches here, point to point. Distance between these two courts is going to be 18 foot 6 inches. Again, we're going to go 29 foot 2. This is going to be the same, so we really don't have to dimension any of this material. We'll start on this side, inside the line, 50 feet wide. I really don't want to cross this one out here if I can help it, so I'll leave that just inside. we'll start working on some of these dimensions. From the outs, we'll do this little tab down here on the bottom. It's 3 feet out. Whoops. Pull it to the inside. (5'3", and we're going to have a 2-inch wide line. Pull that out just, and we'll pull it inside. Don't want to interfere in too much with that. And remember, if we use our modify tool, we can modify this to either side. When things are symmetrical, we only have to do one side of the dimension. So the other dimension line that we're going to want is just to get to this center line up here. It's going to be 25 feet. We'll pop that in there. That gives us a starting point for this. And we'll go 3 feet to the edge of the backboard. We come right here, hit the rim, and go with the diameter. Drop this down. Let's put a center mark on. And hate to cross these lines, but my text is kind of big here. Let's try it right here. I'm cheating a little bit, but and we'll just pull this out beyond the edge. Oh, that's awful. And we'll see what we got on the other end over here. The right tool, dimension element. Works, but our arrowheads cross over. So what I'll do is I'm going to go in here to my architectural dimensioning and go back to our units, geometry. Change that to 2. Hit save. Yes to all. Whoops. Yeah, architectural save. Yes to all. Still doesn't want to do it. Alright, well, we'll figure this out. Go back to 1. I guess we could just put it on as a note. That might be the easiest thing. And we'll just say 18-inch diameter basket. And we'll pull it right down. There. Guess that's the best we can do. So then we're going to put some dimensions out here. Inside line to the edge, there's 7 feet to that. 1 foot, and we'll start a new one so that we can kind of move this stuff around a little bit. It's trouble when we're doing small things. We have to kind of move things around to make sure that we can get all the dimensions in here. Sometimes you pull them inside, sometimes you pull them outside. I'll pull that right. A little finesse. These will be typical anyway. Again, we only have to do one, so we can actually come down here and dimension the depth of those lines. And again, we'll use our 7-1 tool to modify the text and pull it over onto this side. Dimension element again. Okay. We end up with this line that's right on top of the other one, but this happens when this is something where you'd want to give this to somebody that was going to be laying out a field, and they need all these dimensions to be able to make sure they get it correct. Okay. Now down here on the bottom, what we'll do is we'll dimension from this line out to the face of the backboard, and I'll pull that dimension in, and then we'll go from the face of the backboard to the outside face of the foul line. Again, I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I really shouldn't be going over hidden lines, but I think it's pretty readable. Down here on this court, the main volleyball, we're going to have inside to inside. You can see how that falls right on the center line. What we'll do is take out this tool and just pull it back 7-1. We can probably dimension our radius here, or excuse me, our diameter. There's a 12-footer with a center mark. Some of these dimensions down here we don't need to duplicate, but we can, where we did all our basket area down here, and we'll also put a, this is just a partial, so we're going to change this to a radius. And we want the center mark on there so we can see where that is located. And we'll pull it out here. And down on this side we'll do the 3-point line from the outside, 19 foot 9 inches. Let's see, try not to duplicate our dimensions as much as possible. We can dimension this leg 5 foot 3 inches from the baseline to where the tangent for the arc starts, which is also the center line of your basket right there. And we'll also mark this as a 2-inch And I'd rather, again, try to separate these dimensions so that they're more readable. We've got the distance, the baseline, the 2-inch. We've got all our tick marks. Now we got down here at the bottom, we got our coaches boxes, which are going to be this point, 28 feet. Then we got 2 inches. Keep that up in here. That 7-1 tool is a great tool for modifying your dimensions after you've placed them on there. A 3-footer. I always seem to be on the wrong side of it though. These will all be typical type dimensions, so I've given this a dimension, these will all be the same on both ends. Got the width of our volleyball courts. Put our lengths on here. Inside lengths. Maybe this is a better spot to... This is 58 feet. I'll pull that one out here, and then what I'll do is pull that smaller one to the inside so nothing overlaps. Again, not really kosher, but still does the trick for us, and I think people will be able to read this even though it's a very small drawing. Take a break here. I'm just going to go over and retitle this one to Project 4. This will be a new date, probably around the 26, I'm guessing. Scale on this, remember when we go to our attachment, it's 1/16 of an inch equals 1 foot. So that's what we want to put in for our scale. So down here, edit text, scale, 1/16 inch equals 1 foot dash 0 inches. Let's see if that'll fit. Almost. Yeah, it's good. We've got some title work to do here. We'll just place some notes on this. This first note will be main basketball court. We'll identify that right here. We'll type in scorer's mark for the benches. We're going to identify the main volleyball court, and we can put that right there. Again, trying not to overlap anything and hide anything else, so I'm just trying to be careful. And then we've got practice court 1, practice volleyball court 1. And then I'm just going to come over here and change this to 2, and we'll mark this one as practice. We're going to put a title on this as, we'll use 125 center justified. We're going to call it Sport Court Layout, and I want to put that in at 0 degrees. If I do a Control P, I may have to go back and do some adjustments, but I think we're we're pretty close on a lot of these dimensions now. Resymbolization, we want to attach our pen table. Utilities, my pens, we'll take a look at it. Now the other thing I want to do on this is, because this is such a detailed drawing and there's so many numbers and letters on here, I want to go back and I'm going to edit our pen table. Now we'll go down here to map pen weights. We'll say create. Just click on create. Pen number 0 we have listed, and this is our thinnest pen weight. Rather than 0.25, I'm going to change this to 0.07. 07 millimeters. And then we're going to increase these by 0.7 or 0.07 millimeters each time. So this one will be 0.14. Next one will be 0.21. Next one is going to be 0.28. Next one will be 0.35. And we'll do one more. 0.42. Hit OK. And OK again. And now we do a file save. Attach pen table. We're going to attach the same one again. This time when we look at this print, our actual line weights will still be different, but they're going to be much thinner to start with. So we're starting to get a lot more information on our drawing. Everything looks good. I think probably at this point we'd want to start printing this out. So you would just hit print. It's already set to PDF plot configuration. I'm going to hit print. We're going to send it to our homework directory, which is, in this case, it's on my removable disk. CJ Claude 1 PDF. We're going to call it Claude Junkins 4. Keep the case the same. Hit enter. It's all done. We actually go now and look at our drawing. I'm going to go open up PDF. And we can see now, this is where we can kind of zoom in and take a look at those line weights. And you can see how much nicer and darker they are on the paper. But still thinner than they were before, so we're able to get all the information on there. And that should do us for this assignment. You're going to turn that in on your Blackboard location, and we'll work on that when I get in the classroom. Hasta la vista.